Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Laura, and welcome to our Graph and Beyond lunch break on ArangoDB for beginners, or as I like to say, just kind of like an introduction to ArangoDB and who we are as a company, what is ArangoDB, and what can you kind of expect for us in the future. So before we get into everything, I just want to give you guys a brief introduction as to who I am. So as I said, my name is Laura, and I am the digital marketing manager here at ArangoDB. I've been at ArangoDB for 2 years now, and I have a bachelor degree in media and communications from Brock University, as well as a master's degree in North American studies from the University of Cologne, where the majority of my research throughout the time in my bachelor as well as in my master's degree was on the role of social media within global discourse and how social media has impacted the way we engage and interact with one another. All right, so just to give you a brief overview as to what we will be discussing today in this lunch session. So to start off, we're going to give a brief history of what is ArangoDB and how ArangoDB started and to where we are today now. We'll also briefly talk about different editions of ArangoDB, and this includes the Community Edition, the Enterprise Edition, and ArangoDB Oasis. And finally, we'll also go into the future of ArangoDB and what we have in store. And when we wrap up, I'll give you guys some helpful links to get started with ArangoDB, as well as share where you can see us in the future, and if you want to stay up to date with news and events and everything happening with ArangoDB. So just to start off, I'll kind of give a brief what is ArangoDB. So ArangoDB is a native multi-model graph database, and ArangoDB allows for users to support multiple data models such as key values, documents, graph, and SQL all at the same time while running in one system. So basically ArangoDB is running multiple data models that all run together and only require one query language to function. And this allows for key value pairs, graphs, or documents that can all be accessed seamlessly through AQL or the ArangoDB query language. So multi-model lets you combine multiple different models in a single query and allows for you to build high performance applications and horizontally scale your data models. And this is a really awesome graphic that kind of showcases what ArangoDB does. So you have the AQL, so ArangoDB query language, the scalable graph technologies that we offer, and then the unified engine and query. So this kind of explains in a very simplified form, like why ArangoDB is a really awesome option. So single source of truth, the developer knowledge, and less maintenance, and it's a faster performance. All in all, pretty sweet deal, I would say. Alrighty, and now we'll kind of talk about the history of ArangoDB. So we were founded in 2014 in Cologne, Germany, and we are based in San Francisco, but we also have offices in Cologne, Moscow, Berlin, and San Mateo. Previously to the COVID-19 pandemic, we were already a remote-based company with work at being at 50% remote. Now, like everybody else, we are also at 100% remote company and will continue in the future. So we're both open source and enterprise edition. And in 2019, we launched our cloud managed service, Oasis. And a question I often get as the digital marketing manager is, what is an Arango? Like, why ArangoDB? And actually, an Arango is a type of avocado. So if you were ever wondering what's with all the avocado content, that is why. And also another pretty cool fact is while ArangoDB was founded in 2014, the first line of code was committed in 2012. So we've kind of been around for a pretty long time. Now we'll get into the different features or the different parts of ArangoDB. So first off, we'll talk about our open source. So ArangoDB started off as an open source project, and it's still available as an open source with our community edition. And this edition has similar functions to Enterprise. And our open source code is actually used by many users for personal or smaller projects. And the ecosystem is still heavily open source within ArangoDB. Another cool part is that we have over 11,000 stars on GitHub, which is a pretty big accomplishment. Next up, we have the Enterprise Edition. So the Enterprise Edition is obviously based off our Community Edition or our Open Source Edition, but this is included in the Enterprise Edition is ArangoDB support. And the Enterprise Edition is great to help solve enterprise level problems and is set for highly secure data values. So within that, the Enterprise Edition also carries on more features compared to the ArangoDB Community Edition. So some of these features included are the satellite graphs, one shard, data center to data center replications, smart graphs, satellite collections, smart droids, are enterprise security features, and enhanced data masking, to name a few. Then finally at ArangoDB, we have ArangoDB Oasis, and Oasis offers you a fully managed graph database, document store, and full text search engine all in one place. So when your application needs to evolve, you can go multi-model at any time. Oasis also offers a 14-day free trial for those who are interested in learning more and getting started with ArangoDB Oasis. And once you're registered, you actually have access to a guided tour and different demos to learn more about using ArangoDB Oasis and to allow you to get familiar with the platform. And it's a pretty cool set of demos that we have. Some of these include an e-commerce analytics demo, fraud detection demo, movie search demo, advanced movie search demo, and graph embeddings with AQL. And also a fun thing that we recently launched with ArangoDB Oasis was the introduction of developer deployments. So Oasis has always been a highly available ArangoDB cluster, and this is great for high availability, and it allows you to scale deployments in incredibly large sets of data. But the developer deployments are a way in which developers can utilize Oasis for test developer deployments or non-production deployments. And developer deployments are on a single server and consist of a single node. So we're really excited to have this new feature on ArangoDB Oasis. Okay, now that we've kind of talked about the different sections of ArangoDB Oasis, I think we're going to get into like what is ArangoDB or how does ArangoDB function in a way that is a very like I like refer to as a very simplification for ArangoDB. So a common example that I use when explaining ArangoDB to friends and family is using when you go and use the Amazon platform. So in this case, we're going to talk about when you go on Amazon to make a purchase. So your navigation on the Amazon website will take you through different forms of data in which Amazon has to store and use for your user experience. So when you log into Amazon, data is pulled to create a home page. This page shares information that has been tailored to your previous search histories and purchases. But within this, let's get a little bit more specific. So let's say you're on Amazon because you want to purchase a new notebook. When you go to the search bar, you type in blank page notebook. And when you hit search, Amazon will pop you a list generated by these key search terms. So within these key search terms of how data is pulled, in ArangoDB, features such as full text search with Arango Search allow for users to search specific keywords in over 30 languages in order to filter through products and find specific information. So through products, so for example, when you search blank page notebook on Amazon, when you do this search, Amazon's going to pull up products that match to these keywords through multiple different filters. So instead of just pulling up everything that matches the full sentence blank page notebook, you'll get products that are similarly related. So maybe they pull on the word notebook or they pull on the word blank page. But basically by doing this Arango search feature, you pull more data and you can get more specific and also get a wide variety of options. So this allows for products from different brands and similar products to be pulled up in a search. as well as with graph databases. So ArangoDB is a graph database. As we've previously mentioned, you can structure the purchases and products as a graph while still having the benefit of performing document lookups across the products, customers, and their relationship data, all at scale with a single query. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about why a graph database. So I've kind of already touched on that, but just to give you guys a better example, we have this little graphic that's pretty handy. So here you can, this kind of talks about collaborative filtering, which you can do through Arango search and on ArangoDB. So you can find highly rated products by people who also like products I rated highly. So basically what this does is first it filters through products that you yourself have found to be highly rated. Then it will look at people who bought the same product that you highly rated, highly rated, and they will also, that they have also rated to be a highly rated product. And through this, you'll see similar products that other users who have rated the same, given the same rating to your initial product, other products they've highly rated. So then, because basically through this like analogy, it's pulling up like, okay, you guys all really like this one product. Here's other products that similar users have also highly rated that we think you are going to be interested in. And this is all done through collaborative filtering. So it's letting you see in a graph what you like, what other users like, what do they think from this will you enjoy, and what can improve your user experience. So that is ArangoDB. That is a oversimplification, say that word 10 times fast. Now it's important to talk about where we see ArangoDB in the future and what we as a company are focused on in our continuation to grow and improve as a product. So according to research by Gartner, by 2025, graph technologies will be used in most of data and analytical technologies. And ArangoDB is focused on being in the forefront of graph databases and continuing to expand our knowledge and technologies. So with this, we have a big push on ArangoML and graph analytics at an enterprise scale. So like I mentioned, the future of graph databases, this includes scalable, simple ingestion, open source, and NLP support. And also to back up our push for graph databases and graph analytics at enterprise scale, to learn more and to see what the future has in store, we also offer a couple use cases, which you can find through our white paper download section on our website, which will be linked in the following tab. And these are the fraud detection and analytics white paper, as well as enterprise knowledge graphs white paper that we offer. So yeah, that kind of summarizes this really, really brief and short lunch session going into ArangoDB for beginners. So if you want to learn more, you can check out these resources that we have through ArangoDB. So we have our Udemy course with developer relation engineer Chris Woodward. We have the graph course for beginners. We have, as we previously mentioned, the 14-day free Oasis trial. We have the interactive tutorials, which you can access through GitHub. And we also, through our resource tab, we have use cases and white papers where you can learn more. Also, if you want to stay up to date with what is happening with ArangoDB and also get first-hand knowledge on different tutorials, blog posts, meetups that we're hosting, events, and any upcoming ArangoDB news, as well as some other fun little tidbits that we like to share on our social media platforms, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn at ArangoDB. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this lunch session. If there's any lunch sessions that you would like to see, please feel free to comment below. We would be happy to explore a topic more in depth, and we love to hear from you guys. So once again, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day.